My camera spent the night on a dolomite slope high above the patriarch growth. With the composition and focus already set, all I had to bring was a few sheets of film, my light meter, and a stopwatch. So I started my exposure about 20-25 minutes ago, and I started it when there was a glimmer of light out on the horizon back there. You can see it's building a bit more. There's also a little bit of low fog down the valley. I'm shooting at f/64, and the first part of the exposure was under moonlight, and I don't even know if much was able to register on film. I'm using Portrait 160. My plan is to wait until the earth shadow rises up quite a ways and then stop my exposure, because I can't even meter, so my light meter doesn't even really work right now. So this is strictly just guesswork. Well, that was a little interesting. When I went to shoot my after sunrise shot, when the sun was already up and hitting the tree, my light meter told me to use a 1-second exposure. And when I use the exposure that speed, it means that now I can just set the dial on the lens and it'll automatically time it to 1 second. Anything longer than that requires a cable release and a stopwatch. Well, I went to take the exposure and it's froze open for about 5-6 seconds. And so that wasn't so good. Absolutely fried that sheet of film, but it's no big loss because the light wasn't so good anyways. I didn't really get that crimson orange glow that I was really hoping for. Now I'm going to head out and see if I can find a close-up detail shot of some of these trees. That's something I've been wanting to get for quite some time, and I think the best time to shoot that would either be sunrise or sunset when you get some nice reflected light. So it'll take a little while to scour the grove and find just the right tree I'm looking for. But it's also a lot easier shot because you don't have to be dependent on sky, and exposure is a lot more simple too. So that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the day. Took me a little while, but I did a little more scouting today, and I did find another shot which I really like. It's a very unique shot. It's gonna be a difficult one to get on the 8x10 because it's a close-up shot, and all the lenses are able to do that, but you have to overextend them, and it's gonna be awkward as far as the tripod placement. But it is on a rather exposed ridge, and I've been keeping my eye on the weather, and sure enough, a thunderstorm started drifting by in the vicinity, so I left my camera up there, but grabbed my bag, hightailed it to my car, and I drove to a lower position because it's a pretty mean looking cloud, and there's a lot of rain dropping off not too far away. So I'm gonna let this one pass, and then I'm gonna go back and see if I can set up that shot. I can shoot at sunrise, I can shoot at sunset, it just has to be non-direct light, so reflected light would be nice. Until then, I guess I'm just gonna hang out here. This is the shot that the thunder cloud scared me away from, because it's on a pretty high exposed peak here, and there are some lightning strikes, which is never a good thing. Anyways, the subject here is this tree you see back behind me, and it's part of the root system of a very old bristlecone pine. And there was a rock that was embedded in the roots, but now the roots are starting to kind of decay away, and that rock is breaking free. So it's a really cool graphical sort of look, but I think the best thing is it looks like a heart. So we got this white rock in the middle, and then this heart shape around the outside, which is pretty neat. The tricky thing here is the fact that I had to do this with the 8x10 camera. I had to overextend the lens, and then the camera becomes extra sensitive to wind. And being that there were thunderstorms in the area, yeah, there was a bit of wind going on. But I think between all the shots I took, at least 2 of them were when the wind was very calm. And I think this nice subdued light is very ideal for the subject.